Okie doke, and here I am once again with another riveting, adventuring, high swashbuckling adventure. We are headed back to Glencoe Forest. We spent the night at the inn, talked to Shannon, heard about her desperate pleas for a date. That didn't go over so well, so we decided to take a moonlight stroll towards the forest of Glencoe. I just wanted to show you guys where it is on the map. What you're going to look for is, if you are at the road, you'll see a tree here and you'll see another tree at the bottom here. There's a little log you walk down, and it's also where one of the spirits is at, I believe, that you can see from the road. I'm going to put it in fire, I guess. We get a homing arrow spell. It's kind of useless, and also we get the I'll see if this bad boy is called a cockatrice. For those of you that ever played this game before, you know what a pain in the ass these things are, especially its avalanche spell. If it hits you, it's pretty much GG. You're not going to be able to get away from it. And it also hits you with giant fuck all stone storm, which I'm assuming would do massive damage if I didn't have buffs on me. And I'm going to see if I can't take it out, hopefully. Yeah, because they can do 10 without my buff on, so they're not too bad. You just have to watch out for their avalanche nonsense, because that's what really kills you. On the way up here, I believe I ran into two, and they both tried to sandwich me between them and avalanche me to death. One actually hit me with a couple rocks. It did like 13 per hit, so I lost at least like 35, 40 HP in the span of a few seconds. So that wasn't too good. But hopefully, this is the only part in the game. Like this little thicket here is the only place that you ever encountered cockatrices at, which kind of sucks, but they can be useful for grinding in the beginning part of where we're at right now, but after that they kind of teeter off a little bit. And here we find ourselves in a very creepy, quiet forest of Glencoe. The first thing you want to do is, I know behind one of these trees there's a spirit hanging around somewhere. This place is full of spirits, and it's also full of nasty, haunted creatures, such as mummy men, ghost stalkers, which they don't hit you for much, so it's alright. So I'm going to buff myself a little bit, and I might show off the homing arrow just so you have an idea of what it does. Check out, totally missed, you fool. I want to say these guys have at least like 75 HP if I'm remembering right. Which this attack should kill him. Yes. I'm not really going to be bothered to check my monster manual to find out what all these guys have. I know there's about 3 or 4 different types of enemies in here, so the more important ones I'll probably just look up something real quick about, but other than that, I'm just going to beat some enemies up and do a little bit of grinding, I think. Or at least enough so I can, you know, get out here safely. And for now I'm going to raise wind a little bit more. I'm going to be raising that for a bit. I think I'm going to cap, water's going to stay where it's at right now. Because I don't really need a bunch of water, and we have 50,000 dark goblins. So I'm going to buff myself just like he did and attack this guy right here. I think these guys have a good bit of HP if I'm remembering right. And they all buff themselves with agility buffs. So it gets really annoying fighting these guys, because that's all that they want to do is just sit there and buff themselves. So I'm going to cast a defense one on me, lessen some of these windcutter damages that are coming my way. Which power staff. That's what I need. I need to be able to hit these guys really fast and hard. And not miss my attack like I just did. Oh my god, I hate agility so much. Now, as you can probably tell, this is a good place to grind on. As far as getting your stats up goes, this place is really great. The goblins in particular here, and I think there's another enemy coming up that you haven't seen yet that give you good gains relatively quickly. And the goblins, they don't do much damage, but they can eventually start dishing it out a lot. As you can probably tell, get kind of walloped here a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can't run away and heal a little bit before they kill me completely. Because if you basically stay this far away from them, they're just gonna keep. I want to say they're gonna get into a buff loop where they just don't bother coming after you. So or maybe they will come after you eventually. Ah, take my water pillar, you fiend. And I'll take your wind. You can take my stick. And you can have my rock. Aha. And I'm gonna hit him in the butt. And hopefully vanquish him. Just like that. Okay, now it's time to heal up a little bit. And, funny story about this place. I remember coming here when I was a wee kid. It was like the first time I ever rented this game. I came here, and this place pretty much scared me half to death, because I think I came here at night, and the mummies and other stuff, and there's a spirit over there, by the way. Like the mummies, and there's giant tree monsters, I think. Silence, okay. Alright, that'll work, I'll take that. The mummies and everything else kind of scared me. And I kind of learned that not to play this game at night, especially if you're in the forest. Because the TV I had at the time was really garbage, and it made it hard to see where I was going. So wasn't the most pleasant of experiences, but it wasn't. Looking back on it now, it's pretty silly, but at the time I thought it was the most horrible thing ever. And these mummy guys are pretty easy to get around. All they do is throw rocks at you. I don't even think they have a physical attack. Never mind, I could be wrong. So, other than that, there's not much to these guys here. Most of the enemies in here, I think, have simple attack patterns, and there's only one that you have to be really cautious about, which I don't very much fight, ever, I don't think. Basically, it's like a man-eater, except it's got a giant red stem and like a red pair of Aerosmith lips on it or some stupid thing. Let me put a little bit of armor on. God, of course you wouldn't miss the buff, Brian. So, take my stick. And take it again, you foul beast. And have some water. Yeah, I'm gonna go with fire for right now. I think I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna start raising rock here in a little bit. With I think I might do it with the rest of the spirits that are in here. Not sure yet. This place is also really big. It's very easy to get turned around in here. Because basically what I think is there's another ridge that you go over, and this forest is like way bigger than Connor, I believe. Which is kind of good and kind of bad. These guys' rocks also hurt a lot, so you might want to try to avoid that as best you can. Which I'm gonna hit myself with the power staff and see if I can knock these guys out in 2 hits apiece. Herga! You're good, but I'm better. Ah. Ho ho. Hee hee. And just like that, another one down. And our magic seems to have gone up a little bit. Which I'm not gonna complain, it's always nice. Let's see. No, I'm gonna skip this fight. Nope, not fighting you guys. You can fuck off. You can't kindly piss off. Oh boy. Please skip your turn. Don't throw. Oh my god! Don't throw a rock at me. I wish you guys would just like skip your turn. Like, oh, he's out of range. Shit. Fucking, we can't hit that guy. So that's that. And we continue east, or actually west, I should say. Let's get a little health back. And continue on over here to get that one spirit that we saw floating around somewhere. If I saw this right. Okay, yeah, there's... yes, these things, these weird creatures, hot lips. Yep, they hit you for massive amounts of damage, and I'm not gonna hang around here because I'm gonna get trashed by this thing. Even with my spirit armor, it's really not helping me at all, because this thing is just bypassing all of it. So, you can get the hell out of here. Come on, baby. Okay, now we are just about back up to health. Full health, I mean. Oh, God. Rock. Die. Nope. I got nothing. Nothing of value. So... more mummies. Mummy mommies. And if I'm remembering right, there should be an awesome waterfall and something else in this place. Go around the ridge, hopefully. There should be some more spirits here, and there's a house. Okay, yeah, so we're actually almost, I don't think there's too much left here in this place other than what's past the other ridge on heading east, I think. Yep. Ooh, that was close. So let's grab the spirit real quick. Let's go on Earth. Nope, still getting good nothing. Wonder who lives here. You're pretty odd, lady. Follow the scenic valley into the forest and you'll come across a blue cave. But I can assure you that the road will not open without permission from the spirits. I'm assuming this girl lives here. Well, I mean, that's pretty fucking obvious, but... she's got a silent flute that she doesn't need. Why she lives here in this forest, I'm not sure. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that I read somewhere that she's like a witch or something, and that's why she lives here. But a neat thing is that I read this guy that did a strategy guide, and for the life of me, I can't remember what his name that he was running under was. But he kind of made like an immersive walkthrough kind of thing. And what he ended up making like Kelly into was like he kind of made her like into like some necromancer chick who was responsible for like making most of the stuff that was in this forest. So she basically like was doing her thing, and then Brian showed up, and then all these ghosts and crap were trying to stop him or something. It was pretty I thought it was pretty interesting to read about. So that's kind of what, after I read that, that's kind of what I looked at her as. And let's see, we got another ridge. Should be some more spirits somewhere. Let's see. Yep, okay, there's one. Damn it. I guess I'll fight these guys since I'm right next to them. Get a little couple gains, hopefully, and after I get the spirit, I think that's about it. So I will probably be heading back to the shipyard to head out across the lock and hopefully make the lore pool by the end of this, I'm hoping. I haven't decided if I'm going to do some grinding here, considering that I think that the enemies in this forest are more powerful than the ones coming up after you get to the outskirts of Limeland. I should say eastern... God, was it like Eastern Karma? I think is what it is. So, we'll see about that. Ooh, take that, you tainted beast. And more... Okay. And water. So, okay. There's another spirit here. Tucked away in this little corner. So don't forget to get that and get accosted by some goblins and dark mummy men and general nasty stuff. Let's see if I can't hit you. God, wish I could one-shot these guys. Yeah, get out of here. Zaw. Oh no, I missed. Didn't miss this time. Ha ha ha. Let's see, get a water pillar. Wow. Can't believe I didn't hit the goblin guy. I'm gonna... Maybe this'll work. Meh. Yeah, basically homing arrow just fires out 3 little magic bolts that kind of skirt around everything. Second level of it is really... It's a lot better, I think, just because most of the time this tends to miss people. Which, unless they're like, happen to be taller than Brian. Either that or most of the time they end up just dodging out of the way of it, I think. So... please die right now. Sweet. Now to let me get this spirit. I'm gonna raise fire. Nope. Nope. So I think that's about it. Unless, oh, actually, no, I am forgetting something. If you head over here this way, towards this giant rock formation that Kelly, I believe she was talking about. I have to apologize. I'm kind of tired, and I have been doing having to get ready for work and stuff. So I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can beforehand, so I can get catch a couple hours of sleep. Basically, if you come over here to the I guess the north side of this thing. See a bunch of rocks. You can go down here into the water, and but the path is blocked. Now, if you remember this, later on in the game, excuse me, you come back later on in the game, and it's actually a shortcut from one dungeon to this forest in case you want to get back to Dondarin or Melroad or something and you don't have a pair of wings. So it's kind of nice that developers put that in there, but the other entrance to it is in a dungeon that, if you've ever played this game before, you probably remember exactly what dungeon I'm talking about. Excuse me. And you'll probably also remember what a pain in the ass it was to go through that dungeon, and that if you go through it one time, you don't ever, ever, ever want to go through it again. It's probably one of the lowest points of this game is that entire little blue cavern dungeon. And I remember it very fondly because there's been a couple times where I've gotten to it and then basically just stopped playing the game because I don't want to go through it again. So, really aside from the house with Kelly's house, Kelly the Enchantress or Sorceress, whatever you want to call her, her house and the rock formation and a couple spirits, there's not much else in here. Some high-level enemies. I'm surprised we haven't seen the one I'm waiting to actually see, the very powerful tree Trents, I believe they're called. I would have figured we run into one of them now. Because I used to run into them all the time. Some of my other playthroughs. Dun, 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 but if they're not going to show up, then I'm not going to waste my time. I think I'm just going to get out of here, honestly, but I'll cast Silence first so you can see it. What Silence does is pretty much what you would expect. It silences your enemies from casting magic. Useful in every enemy except for 2 or 3. Mummy men might be included. Yeah, they have a physical attack, I believe. So, Mummy men, Marinasties, and very few other enemies that do physical attacks won't really they won't really be too hindered by it. So, seems I have forgotten a spirit. And that bad boy in the middle is the Big Trent. He is water-based, I believe, and has about 130 health. Compared to the other enemies in here, he's not really nothing much to gawk at. He fires a bunch of woodcutters that do... I don't think they do much more than what the Dark Goblins were doing. So, it's really nothing to be worried about. Honestly, the only enemy in here worth avoiding would be the Hot Lips, the giant plant-looking thing. Just because that guy does like 15-16 damage to you, if you're not like near the level where I'm at, which for the most part you may or may not be, depending on how much you want to spend time-wise grinding up. But I'm usually at this point anyway, as far as health and other general stats go, so I don't really have too many problems going through this place. But I remember the first time I went through, I had beaten Solvering when I had about 60 HP. I came in here and basically... Hot Steam. Okay, it's not what I wanted, but I'll deal with it. I basically came in here when I had 60 HP after beating Solvering, and pretty much got my butt kicked. It was pretty brutal. I think everything in here was doing like... I think their windcutters were doing like 7 or 8 to me, and this dude's rocks was like... Oh god, I think they were doing like 15 or 16 apiece. So I got pretty trounced, and then I realized like I needed to grind up, and I hadn't done it because I was kind of ignoring it. So, oddly enough, the funny thing is that Trent is weak to fire. You'll notice that my fireballs do about 20? Was it doing 20? Yeah, about 18-20 pop, so it's pretty good damage. So, now that they're clumped up like this, I'm going to show off Hot Steam if I can get the damn camera to cooperate. Hot Steam basically is like a big wall, if you remember from the beginning of the game, Bumbershoots. Bumbershoots used it, except their version of it was way weaker, I believe. They was only doing like 3 or 4 damage to me. Ours, however, is a bit stronger. So, let's see, I think the plan is going to be raise up some water or earth, or maybe that's a big problem I have in this game, is trying to figure out how I want to raise my spirits up, since everything else kind of falls into place as you just play the game. Like you're in Your agility goes up when you just do running, like basic running on the world map. And your defense, you're gonna get clobbered by enemies, so your defense is gonna go up too. But the spirits, as far as they're concerned, require a little bit more planning, I guess you could say. And without further ado, we are going to leave this hellhole after we kill these mummies. Get my attack on, and get my buff out for defense. Oh god. Brian, I know it's scary. They got ugly faces and they're trying to eat you, but I mean, you know, you could at least try to make a hit. Or, you know, hit them with hot steam. I mean, that'll work too. That'll actually work really well. If it would hit. I'm not surprised. 42... 46... Seems my attack's gone up a lot since I came in here. Unless I'm just misjudging all this and haven't been paying attention. Which can happen. So, heal a little bit, come out, and I'm gonna head off to... Actually, I don't think I'm gonna do any grinding in here. I think I'm just gonna head off to, Lock, I believe. Mainly because there's plenty of other places I can do grinding at, and I just want to get going a little bit. I think the little bit we got in there, getting spirits and everything else, helped out. So I went up about 5 or 6 HP, I think, if I'm remembering right. So hopefully we can get out of here, avoid the cockatrices, not get eaten by deathhuggers, and killed by madmen, I think that's what they're called. Mad doll, something. Doll man. Okay, so up the log. Past the cockatrices. I hope. Nope, just a bunch of deathhuggers. F you guys, I'm going home. Thank God I missed. If I had gotten frozen, I swear. Oh, I would have been so mad. Starting to get irritated with this camera too. Oh my. Oh my. Whoa. Let's see. I need spirit armor. Or not spirit armor, agility. So hopefully I can dodge these attacks and get out of here faster. Yep. You froze me outside. You're lost, buddy. Which is strange and ironic because, like, I know that the Nintendo 64 had its limitations as far as enemies went, and when you got outside of battle, they basically just, like, disappeared, and just like every other RPG game, when you escape, the enemies magically, like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna kill you, and you escape, and they're just like, oh, well, we'll get you next time. See, the thing is about this game when I was a kid, I thought that even if you escaped, the enemies were still gonna, like, come after you and fight you, and try to eat you, or whatever. But then I realized, like, oh, they just disappeared forever. So, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's just things that you were a kid that you thought, then looking back on it later on, you're just like, wow, that was really fucking stupid. That was really stupid of me to think that. So that was one of those thoughts I had. It was just stupid and random, like, oh yeah, like, if I don't get away from these guys, they're, you know, they're gonna kill me because they're, like, right behind me. Oh my sweet lord. I'm never gonna make it past this damn bridge. Come on, just sweet. Alright. Do a little bit of healing on the bridge. And then we are good to go as far as shipping out of here is. And this is gonna be the last time that we come back to Dondurn for a while at least. Oh my. These guys had to be in my way. Let's see. Spirit armor. You know, I would have figured that the goblins have knives, and the frog knights have a spear. I would have figured that they would have had some physical attack where they stab or try to stab you with either their lance or their tiny butter knives. Nope, close enough. Almost there. I should just use that replica, actually. That was dumb. That was a dumb idea I had. I gotta remember that I have some of those in my inventory. Okie doke. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna use it. I don't have time for this. I don't have the time or the patience for this. Replica. There's a sweet sound effect of auto escape. And we are home free. And now it's time to bid adieu to Dondrin and our lovely home of Melroad. For we are destined for bigger and better things. Now let's see if there should be nothing on the ship. There's definitely nothing on the bow or the stern. Morgue, you. Welcome aboard! You're my first passenger in many a day. Come to think of it, the last traveler I met bore striking resemblance to you. Much older though. Was shoving off for Laurelpool. So I'm gonna go downstairs. You have to go inside here in the little cabin to do skip. So we hear possibly one of my most favorite pieces of music in this game, the inside the ship music, which it's very relaxing, it's very nice. I love it. Most of the music in this game I actually really love. And if we look around, there's a bunch of cliffs around here, which I'm not sure if this is... let's see what happens, or let's see where we're at. God, my controller stopped messing up. What am I gonna do? The wind has stopped, and now the lake has flown in the wrong direction. If it stays like this, we can't make the crossing of Laurelpool. A fine kettle of fish. The strange thing is that if we check our map very quickly, you can see we're in West Carmel now. This is the middle kingdom of Keltland. The thing is that Laurelpool really isn't that far off. In fact, they don't have a dock, if I'm remembering correctly, because they're nestled like near the mountains. If they do, then what I believe that guy meant to say was that we can't make the crossing to Limeland instead of saying we can't make the crossing to Laurelpool, because if you ride the boat again, he'll take you to Limeland, like outside about a couple miles down from the castle city itself. But as you can see, we have the Blue Cave in the north, as well as Laurelpool. To the south is Glencoe Forest, and to the southwest is Coalhazard Cave and Normoon. So our first bet is to seek refuge inside Laurelpool, since that was where our father was last heading, and we might be able to find some useful information. Is there a spirit here? No, maybe. No, of course not. So let's go inside and rest up a bit, see what's happening, or see who's here. We haven't seen any ferry passengers for a long time now. If you'd like, laddie, spend the night here and rest yourself. No, I'm right. I'll just keep going on to Laurelpool, actually. Okay. So, I need to head north, I think. Yeah. So now that we are in West Carmel, the real struggle begins, and this is where... If I remember correctly, I think this is where most of the game takes place. You're in the Kingdom of Carmel. And our first enemy that we fight here are gremlins. Gremlins are shitty older brothers of the Bumbershoot or Parasalts, I think. Or maybe Bumbershoots, I'm not exactly 100% sure. But they're not really anything to sneeze at. They have an attack where they can, it's like hot steam but with ice. It can basically freeze you in place, so if they get lucky and hit you, most of the time they're just going to fire spam their stupid wind cutters at you. And hopefully I don't get frozen, because if they freeze you in the wrong direction, it can be kind of a problem. So I'm just going to discard some water. I want to say these guys are wind-based creatures, and that they have around about 80 or so HP, if I'm remembering right. Oh, fuck you, mate. I want to say, what else is here? There are... Oh, great. If I'm remembering correctly, there are at least... So you got gremlins, got orcs, ghost hounds, Romeros. There's about 6 or 7 enemy types here on the outside of Limeland, or not Limeland, Larpool. Which, if this guy doesn't get away from me, I swear to God. Silence. Thankfully it worked, and now since he's magic-based, he can't do anything except take my whalings, which I completely messed it up because of my controller. And my God. Please, for the love of God. Spirit armor, go! I'm gonna use fresh bread, since I wasn't planning on it because I missed and he froze me again. Actually I could've killed him with hot steam. I didn't think of that. Whatever. Okie doke. Now, if we go up the hill here, we will find ourselves a handy-dandy, tasty, sexy spirit waiting to be plucked from the ground. Like a ripe vegetable. Or something like that. Also, recurring enemy, werehairs. Werehairs are... I think you find these guys most everywhere. The only place I don't think you find them in is Highland. Or the country of... Yeah, Highland. So... Tiny orc. Baby giant orc. Oddly enough, we don't find the big orcs until later on. And even when we do, it's only for like 2 minutes, I think. I'm gonna raise water for right now. Maybe if I can get more magic or soul searcher or something useful, so I won't have to keep thinking of enemies, properties and stuff on the top of my head. I can just cast that on them, and you guys can read that instead. And another scary enemy that used to give me the chills when I was a kid was the ghost hounds. These guys are the undead version of the hellhounds from the beginning of the game. And please taste my magic stick, you foul beast. I want to say that they have around 90 HP if I'm remembering this right. I think. Maybe they have like 100. I don't think it's much more than that though. Oh, come on. Whatever, that'll work. Like their predecessors, they're also fire-based, so water is going to be their weakness, I believe. And I'm just going to hit this guy with my staff because that does most damage. Boom! Oh, delicious magic. And if you can see in the far, about straight ahead, right in the middle of the screen, there's another little floaty spirit over there, trying to hide from us. But unfortunately, it's not going to work like that. So we're going to head off and get that, and then hopefully get the lore pool before night falls, because I don't want to be out here at night. I just really don't. Well, get out of here. That magic ain't going to work on me. Why am I that one up? Being impatient. Don't be impatient when you play this game, because you miss your chance to escape more often than not. Oh, my sweet No, I don't have time for you, so kindly piss off. Let's see, get this little magic ball. Magic puff. Come to me, puff. Guess I'll go wind. Because I believe at a level 13 we get a new wind spell. One of the most... I don't want to say it's the most broken, but it's one of the most damage-inducing spells that we're ever going to get. And if I'm reading the sign right, Limeland should be where that gate just was. And across the bridge should be the entrance to... It's not Glencoe, it's... what is it? Connor Woods? Glencoe Forest, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it was Connor Woods. Duh. That's a path to go somewhere else. This is a path that I want to take. Come on, come on. It's really pretty in the afternoon sunset here. Just need to get here before an enemy attacks me. God, please. Sweet. We got it. Alright, now that we're safely inside the gates of Lorpool, we can begin our quest to find out what we're supposed to do, and if anyone has seen our father. Let's see. Talk to these townsfolk, these happy, smiling people. Leonidas! I haven't seen you around here before. On your way somewhere. I can't believe anyone would be so foolish when it's so dangerous to travel. But if you remain in our town, you'll be safe. And I'm sorry, I had to do that. That's the first thing I thought of was 300 when I talked to that guy. Did you know Lorpool is called the water capital? Some people prefer Limeland, but to me, Lorpool will always be my home. Wow, you have just a seriously uncaring face. Oh man, I remember wow. I remember back at a time when these were like quality graphics. Sometimes I miss those days when you just had really ugly 64-bit people to look at and everything looked atrocious. And for the first time ever, we see a sad person in this game. I'll practice as hard as I can. I want to be good enough to sing before the Prince and Queen someday. Oh, Margaret is learning to sing. I want her to be the finest singer in all of Coutland. So, the little girl wants to sing, but she looks really unhappy, which I'm going to assume that she doesn't want to sing at all. And oddly enough, we still haven't found somebody that knows of our father. Hey, have you seen our father? A sorceress named Layla is living here. It's thanks to her protective spell that we can live in safety. And I'm assuming this is her husband, Olden. A long time ago, a water spirit created a crystal well. Ever since, Lorpool has been blessed with much water. The well allowed levels to be adjusted freely. People say the well still exists somewhere in the town. I wonder if it's true. So apparently there's a secret little water well thing in here, which, oh god. I think... Have I been in this house? Okay, no. Lion says, I've heard the entrance to the cavern known as Blue Cave is somewhere in this town. It leads to a mysterious, beautiful valley, according to an old saying. If the protecting waters recede, the road leading to it will be opened. My grandfather told me about it when I was small. Up till now, no one has ever found the entrance. So apparently the well that they're talking about leads to Blue Cave, unless the well is just called the Blue Cavern Well or something, I guess. If we hang a left at the entrance of the town, at the first fork, or I should say at the fountain, we'll get to the honeypot shop. Get ourselves a pair of Misty Wings from Jiro. You're a wee lad to be traveling about. I'll give you blue wings. They might be of help. You must remember that wings will not work in the forests or caves. Thank you, Jirio. Junko. I was gonna call him Junko. It's a lot easier than Jirio. So, Junko gave us wings, and we're gonna head to the inn. And I wonder if our friendly neighborhood disparaging lady's gonna be here. course she is, because she's just super magical. And another guy, Gabriel Belmont. No, I'm just kidding. Donovan. I had to run away from Greenock and leave... or Greenock. I had to run away from Greenock and leave everyone behind. I wonder what has happened to my family. Why'd you leave? Why'd you leave, man? Nope, he's not gonna say. Which is actually surprising considering just how far away, Greenock is from here. Basically, this guy completely ran or rode his horse from, the southern tip of the continent, like all the way up to, basically the northeast, I think. Galita tells us, "My garden is rich with mint leaves. Let me know if you run out. I'll pick some for you." Which... how many mint leaves do we have? We have probably a lot. 1, 2... okay, we got 2. And our friendly neighborhood Shannon says, "The ferryboat has broken down, and I seem to be stuck here in this town. It seems that an evil force is casting a spell upon the water and the wind. They call this place Lorpool, the water capital. Across from the southern cavern is Normoon, city of wind. One place or another may hold your fortune." So, according to this sexy legging girl, we pretty much have 2 choices. We can go to Normoon, or we can go find out what's happening in Lorpool. And Alexander says, "What do you say, lad? This is a proper hotel and tavern. Not much food left, though, but would you like a room?" So, we're gonna get a room. And we're gonna save. I'm not gonna continue because that's just silly. I wonder who else is staying at this place. Go upstairs, we'll find a super hot sorceress lady. "I'm Layla, sorceress. My destiny is to protect Lorpool, but somehow the wind has stopped blowing. The reason can be found near the city of Wind, Normoon, I think. When the wind stops, demons are free to spread throughout the land. I'm using all my powers as water spirit to fight them off. Our world is balanced by 4 different spirits, if you didn't know. If one of them should become stronger or weaker than the others, we are doomed. I have only enough power to protect this single region, though. Master Brian, you must help protect the rest." So, Layla is a very, very powerful sorceress. Like she said, she's the guardian of the water spirit crystal thing, I think. Or just a water spirit. She's basically casting a magic spell over this town to protect it from the monsters, because there's really not like a gate that separates it from the outside, just like a little pissant, a pissant stone archway. I think there's someone else in here, because I don't think it's just Layla upstairs. So, what I'm thinking is that if she's protecting this area, since everybody seems to say that the water stopped flowing, but the wind causes the water to flow, we might end up going south to Normoon, I believe. Spoiler alert, you have to go to Normoon first, just because that's how it is. So, I'm thinking that... I'm gonna go back inside. Let's see, I've been over there, and this is the last guy I've talked to. "Yeah, my wife keeps pushing our daughter to become a singer. I'd like her to do whatever she wants." If you can see that over there, that is the entrance to the well that everyone can't seem to find. And I'm not sure, but I think blindness may be a huge problem in this town. Either that or Layla's magic has caused these people to go insane. But anyway, I think that'll do it for this one, and next time, let's see. Next time, I believe we're gonna head southwest over towards Actually, we're gonna head south towards Windward Forest and see if we can't just figure out what's causing this nightmare to go on, and who exactly is putting a stop to the wind powers, if it be a demon or sorcerer, whatever. So until then, I'll catch you guys another time.